All right, as we know that Jauan Jennings is still a free agent in the NFL. He still wants 20 mil per year, which is pretty crazy. As a Niners fan, I disagree with them because, in my opinion, I think he's worth 15 to 10 mil. The fact that he wants 20 mil, I don't know why. He's not. I'm not saying he's worth, but he's not a 20 mil guy. He's not the fastest. He's not like a flashy vertical route guy. The only thing he's good at is his strength, his catch. He's very lengthy. He's very tall, so he could catch the ball. So that's the reason why he's a good wide receiver. But here's my top 5 teams I think he'll be perfect fit. I think one will be with the Panther. This is not number 1, but I'm just gonna list the 5 teams. But I'm gonna start off with the Panthers. I think he'll be a perfect fit for the Panthers. With Dave Canales, he's an offensive mind guy, and adding with Bryce Young, Cedric McMillan, Jalen Cocker. I think if you add him in the chart with the Panthers, Jauan Jennings will be an automatic of wide receiver two role for the Panthers. And I think he'll be useful for the Panthers system if he signs with the Panthers. Number 2, I think. What did I say? Oh, the Ravens. I think he'll be a perfect fit with the Ravens too. I hate when the Ravens sign veteran players. They always do this all the time. They will have one good wide receiver, and they'll try to find a veteran wide receiver that is washed. And they've been doing that for the past couple of years. I think finally they had to make the move to get Lamar Jackson another weapon, because we saw that when Zay Flowers is out, technically Lamar Jackson has no weapons at all. Like, no one steps in the role. Like, who's to step in that role? Like Rashad Bateman. Like in my opinion, he's okay. He's not a first round guy that we thought he was supposed to be when he was with Minnesota, and he's been okay. But yeah, when he's out, they rely on Mark Andrews or Derrick Henry, and that doesn't work out. So I think if you add Jauan Jennings with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers, I think it'll be a good move. Especially the Ravens hired a very young 30-year-old offensive mind coordinator. From last year, he played a phenomenal role for the Chicago Bears. Deacon Doyle, he played a phenomenal job for the Bears offensive system. And I think if you add Jauan Jennings into that offensive system with the Ravens, I think Jauan Jennings and Deacon Doyle could click together right there. And especially Lamar Jackson having new offensive coordinator, I think Lamar Jackson's gonna do good with Deacon Doyle. So yeah. So the first two were should not forget the Panthers and Ravens, and then now the third one I want to talk about is the Chargers. I think Jauan Jennings going with the Chargers. I think it'll be another good role, especially he has a good passing quarterback, which is Justin Herbert. And then especially you have Mike McDaniels as the offensive coordinator again, and especially Jauan Jennings and Mike McDaniels can reunite once again. I think it'll be a perfect role for Jauan Jennings. I think Jauan Jennings will be an automatic wide receiver 2, or maybe wide receiver 1. Maybe could possibly be a wide receiver 1. I think he'll be a good role for the Chargers. And obviously I don't know how to explain why, because obviously Mike McDaniels, they could reunite and they click. The only team I could see that could give a 20 mil contract would be Miami Dolphins, since they cut Tyreek Hill and they traded Jalen Waddle. Especially Malik Willis doesn't have no solidified wide receiver 1s. Technically, all the Dolphins wide receivers are just solidified wide receiver 3s, like Jalen Tolbert, who else? Tutu Atwell, Parker Washington. They're not solidified wide receiver 1s. They're maybe Parker Washington's probably like a solidified wide receiver 2, but he's not going to step in the wide receiver 1 role. I think if you add Jauan Jennings to that wide receiver 1 role, Jauan Jennings is obviously the automatic wide receiver 1, and especially Malik Willis, he's a good passing thrower too. So I think if you add him with Jauan Jennings, I think it'll be a perfect move. Especially if you pair it with Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator. with the Dolphins, I think Malik Willis with Juwan Jennings pairing up with Bobby Slowey, I think they'll do good together. The last thing I want to talk about is the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans actually do need a wide receiver one real bad. Even though they have Eric Ilamori. Sorry if I'm not saying his name right. And then Chimere Dyke. They're not even wide receiver ones at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're developing. They're going to be good wide receivers. They're developing, but I don't think they're going to be solidified wide receiver one roles. So I think if you pair up with Juwan Jennings, if the Titans will select a wide receiver in this NFL's draft, I think Juwan Jennings will be good with the Titans, especially pairing up with Cam Ward, and then he's obviously reuniting with Robert Saleh. Especially Juwan Jennings gets paired up with Brian Dable, which is he's a very good offensive mind coach, and especially if he's pairing up with Brian Dable, I think he'll be a good role. So yeah, those are my top 5 teams I think he'll be signing with. Let me know in the comments if you guys disagree with my opinions, and tell me which team he'll sign with. But yeah, guys, I want to thank you for you guys watching, and yeah, we out. Peace.